All right, good morning, Chicago, Illinois. I know, I did that to you because it was a little too peaceful. Let's try it again. Good morning, Chicago. Those of you in front of the camera, put your hand up and wave backwards at all the people that are watching. Hello, people of Earth. How are you? I never know, like, who's live streaming. Like I wonder about that. Literally people sitting at home in their bathrooms watching me if they're on the West Coast at 9 a.m. Good Lord. My name's John Cunningham. I work for DC. I'm here to moderate today's panel, which hopefully you're all in the right room for, DC Comics: A New 52. Is that correct? Let me introduce who I have on the panel with me. To my immediate left, he is the writer currently of Aquaman and the Others. He once killed Superman, and he's about to apparently end the rest of the future along with a team of other people, Mr. Dan Jurgens. Next to Dan is a man with no free time because he's currently working on Harley Quinn, Star-Spangled War Stories featuring G.I. Zombie, All-Star Western, and Batwing, and that's just what I know about, Mr. Jimmy Palmiotti. Next to Jimmy is Barbara Gordon's biographer, the Boswell to her Johnson, Ms. Gail Simone. And next to Gail is our executive editor who will fill in all the gaps and smack people in the back of the head when they're not supposed to say things. That is Bobby Chase. And yes, Bobby, you can hit people in the back of the head. Just roll up.
Why do you say that when I'm sitting right next to her?
I don't think you're the who's just going to have to hit, Jimmy.
It's like Saturday Night Fever. We keep smacking each other's heads.
All right, first things first, our moment of housekeeping. First slide. This is 2014, so it is the 75th anniversary of the creation of Batman, which we just announced a couple weeks ago. Time to the end of March. Let's have a hand for Batman, please. This week you will see announcements in all sorts of comic trade and other trade presses about what we will be doing to celebrate Batman Day in July. I don't want to say too much because there's a lot of cool stuff that will be announced this week, but watch out for that, big comings, and that'll be just the kickoff in July. We'll have stuff running all through the rest of the year.
Luke's adventures for the next couple of issues in Gotham Underground, and by issue 32 and 33, we have there's a seafood here in Chicago is fantastic. That's all I gotta say. But we have the final showdown coming with Menace that leads into the September book, so we got a lot of great stuff planned. And there's some more fish. And there's a giant fish, and there it goes. And there's Batwing. And there's some nice colors by Paul Mounts, beautiful work. But we got a lot of stuff coming, so it's right now we're wrapping up Gotham Underground, and then Menace is the main character we're dealing with right now.
Thank you, Jimmy. Next slide.
No more.
Nope, that's it. Next slide. Batgirl. This is cover to Batgirl 30, which is out on sale right now. Gail, I listened to you at WonderCon last week, and I think everything you said was just about perfect. So I'm sure you have that memorized. You can just go through. But I thought you spoke very eloquently about where you've been with this character and what the next few issues are going to hold for you.
Oh, okay. So Batgirl 31 is first of all. Do we have the slide for Batgirl 31? 30 is written by Marguerite.
Nope, you'll just talk over these.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. I was just, I don't know, how many people have been seeing those Batgirl covers by Alex Garner? Some of the best covers ever. So beautiful, and I'm so proud of every one of them that he does that's better than the last one. With Batgirl 31, it's kind of a strange things going on in Gotham, and Ragdoll is in Gotham. For some reason, which you'll find out when you read the issue, but Fernando's depiction of Ragdoll is so creepy and beautiful and amazing, and I'm really excited to have him back in the New 52. And also, Barbara's roommate, Alicia, goes on a date in that issue, and she also gets on the bad side of Ragdoll, which is not really a good place to be for her. So, and then moving on to issues 32, 33, and 34 is a huge story that I've been asking for things since the New 52 started, so almost 3 years of asking for things. And now in those that last, or not last, but the 32, 33, and 34 is, I get to do a lot of them. Things that we haven't seen in the New 52, questions people have asked me, kind of come about in those 3 issues. And it's just a lot of trouble is pouring down on Batgirl in those issues. And one thing she finds out is that she does have some allies that she didn't realize she had that are kind of get her back a little bit. And so just beautifully drawn by Fernando and inked by Jonathan Lampion and colored by Blonde, and the issues are looking gorgeous. It's one of my favorite art teams I've ever worked with, so it's been really exciting. And are we going to get to talk about 5 years later at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe 5 years from now.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay, Fletcher Chufon, can you jump back to slide number 11, please? Aaron, we sort of glossed it or glided through the couple of slides we had for you, but I want to go back to the slide.
What's up with the polar bear, dude? I mean, you're decapitating polar bears now.
I was very tempted to draw a can of Coke in the background. So sorry I was late. I had this weird thing, that time zone flippy floppy thing on my phone. Drawing Doomsday versus some polar bears is insanely fun. Because you get the wonderful balance in comic books too, that, like, when you draw battle scenes, it's fun. It's why we like action and raw. And then nature's very peaceful. So Doomsday versus polar bears, it's like the best of both worlds.
Was the decapitation in the script, or was that your personal little spin on this?
That was all me.
We're just getting to the root of this so that when the animal rights people come, they're coming for me.
They send PETA to. Okay, those are the pages I didn't render, but so if you've been following Action at all, you've noticed that, like, I've done like 90% of the pages, and then like some other people have done wonderful jobs helping out. I honestly think that I took on more than I could chew with drawing Action and writing Superboy. I love doing both. When my run on Superboy ends, I'm going to be focused wholeheartedly on Action. I want this book to thrive, and just Greg and I feel like we have a really great team, and I want that to evolve. So that's my little stance about other people helping me out on Action. Superboy, though.
But this, talk about evolution, this is you going in a new direction.
With what's going on with Superboy, it was like a rat's tail, lots of plot lines, lots of ideas, lots of things that were really interwound. My idea with this storyline is focus on the simple things. Superboy, John Lincoln is dying. It's brought up as a plot point in other issues I really wanted to focus on. I don't care how much of a strong evil villain you are, the idea of facing your mortality is an amazingly hard thing to do. So we focus on that. We get to a point where he is confronted by the ghosts of his past, and Jorge Jimenez does just an amazing job rendering time, space, motion, evil, graspy hands.
Spinning time vortexes.
Timey-wimey vortexes, yes. I think that's actually how I put it in the script. And Times Square, yeah. It's been a huge pleasure to work with him. Like, eager beaver, energetic dude, always on top of it, always asking questions.
Maybe it's just the specific pages we picked, but it certainly looks like as a writer, you're giving your artists the same sort of
really cool big action sequences to do that you do so well. So
Thanks.
when you pull these both together, I assume that's what we'll see is just 20 pages of massive.
One of the things that I do when I write is I have to draw. I'm a visual guy, so I render out the pages in the same way that I would do roughs for action, and I send them along with the script, just as a hey, this is kind of what I was thinking. Take it, if you want. And Jorge has been amazing about pulling the aspects that are what I want and putting his own amazing twists and energy and time into it. So it's been really, really fun.
All right, thank you, Aaron. There is thus endeth presentation proper. Our friends at Read Pop have a microphone right here in the center aisle. If you have questions you would like to ask of the panelists, meaning these people sitting here, not me, you may walk gently and get fervently to the microphone, ask your questions, and I will decide whether they are worth answering or not.
Well, I was just going to say, especially with some of the people who are on this panel and had great success working at DC and elsewhere, but to kind of bring a couple of those pictures together with Donna Troy and the homogenization of the new 52, obviously, always you're going to have things like Batman can support like 10 titles by himself and stuff, but particularly for, Jonah Hex selling great and Batgirl, and we had the movement and all that. What do you guys think is the way, and is there anything that might be upcoming to kind of get some smaller characters who can't support their own solo into regular to be kind of seen on a somewhat monthly basis? Like, what is the way to do that, and is there anything that fans should be looking forward to that you can talk about?
I think what you'll see us go back and do again, going back to books that were announced for July, with a new Teen Titans book and a new team, or with Suicide Squad and a new team. That tends to be the best way to make those things happen. Put them in, see how they respond in that case. The other thing I would say about the diversity when it launched and where it's at, and Jimmy said it sort of humorously, because that's what he does, and I would reiterate that. But really, books sell because of one reason, and one reason alone. I've learned this over 20 years of publishing: word of mouth. That's why books sell. I can spend lots of money on marketing, I can 3D covers, I can do a lot of things that will make you buy something once, but for you to come back every month and want to read a story, it's because you love it, and when you love it, you tell other people about it. And whether you're talking about novelists who write, or nonfiction writers writing economic tomes, or comic book writers, books sell because somebody who's read it and loved it tells somebody else. And that's really how the game is played, and what we can do is start that conversation, but the marketplace will speak after that. So we're committed to keep going back and doing that, and I see that one of the things that heartens me is audiences are getting better at speaking in unison and speaking in groups and telling creators what it is they want, and that bodes well for you as readers.
All right, guys. Yes, it's on us.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks everybody. We reached the end of our time. We'll be back in this room later with the Batman panel. Thanks. Yeah.